All right. Here we are. 1 week. We're gonna have to give this our all. Alright, we're gonna ramp up like pyramid like yesterday. Maybe a little bit faster this time. Ooh. The beginning is generally really awful. It feels very awful. Alright. Alright. Yeesh. Ah, okay. Oh, painful. I hand locked a couple of times there. Warm up. Warm up, warm up, warm up. Maybe we'll try to push our luck here. That kind of startled me. Hey, shit. Hello. Oops. Okay. Let's... Gotta keep on going. Oh, wait. Did I say I was gonna do this twice yesterday? You pass on lurkers? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Although, I am just hard training. This isn't like a spectacle thing. I'm just hard training. How are you? What have you been up to? I think yesterday I decided that we were gonna do two warm-ups. 2 of these each time. Thompson, what game is this? It is Osu. It's a rhythm game. It's difficult to break the. I can't really talk while I'm doing that. Yes. Or at least we were trying to be. Training's good. I haven't played much lately, so I'm rusty. Played some mostly. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm hard training right now. So today's day 7. I have like a program progression thing that I've structured. So I do this every single day within the hour. The goal is to reach muscular fatigue within the hour, and then have some endurance consistency while fatigued. But we're warming up right now. So we at the current moment, we start with one rep of this, and then we do 2 reps of 15% below where our BPM is at the moment. And the objective is to build burst, start and go burst consistency with a bit of stamina for sustained consistency. My sustained consistency is about 15% speed below my start and go. Today's day 7. So day 1 started with barely completing 1 rep of this particular one. So after 6 days, we're up to here with 1 rep each. But as optimistically, I think today we're gonna try to aim for a rep completion of this again, and possibly do it twice, maybe, if we're optimistic. At some point at the end of 30 days, I think realistically we're gonna try to reach here. And if things go super well, which they're going pretty well right now, we'll just complete the whole set. Probably, with 3 reps each. Going all the way from probably 25%, maybe here, all the way up to here. That's the goal. And then sustain, realistically we want to do this, I guess. And then go all the way up to 1. Optimistically, just complete both sets. Consistently. And then at some point, we'll go and add some... We'll add some aim back, which isn't something that's lagging behind. Oh, I mean, I know people who compete. This game does have a competitive scene, and there is a ranking system inherent to the game, but I do not compete. This is just for fun, for myself. I know a lot of people who do compete now, so and they're actually in a tournament. Yes, they were in a tournament yesterday. And I like watching them. But this is for my own self-improvement. I enjoy, I like painful, rigorous, structured training. It gets me going. It's actually hard, yeah. I feel ya. Still warming up. I'm trying to break my physical limit right now. Whoops. Yeah, I'm not getting them close enough. I think my first tap is a little... Yeah. Merrily. Dang it. My finger locked up. That's good enough for this one's warm up. So we're gonna move to sustain in a little bit. If you're new, make sure to hit the Z and XT with left hand step. Oh yeah, that's a good, yeah. Yeah, unless you're this is a rare case, but if you're like if you have dexterity in your second joint, if you're like double jointed kind of naturally with a claw grip, there are percentage rare individuals who do click and tap, but for me, I'm exclusively tapping on my one hand and aiming on my other hand. Yeah, for me, right now, I've stopped playing for the next, like, 23 more days. I am strictly training. And that's just to get over a physical limitation I have at the moment. It's not necessarily, like, reading and aiming and whatnot. So you're gonna see me, if you ever see me in the next 23 days, you'll probably see these map sets for like an hour. Keep myself honest, see what happens. I guess in a week I've done something that I haven't done. I've exceeded my limitations after 2.5 years of playing. And we're just patiently Working on it patiently. Yeah, that went pretty alright on a double warm-up. Oh wait, we have to do this again, right? Yeah. I told myself I would do a 1-to-2 ratio. My hand twitched like 2 or 3 times. And then one lock. So one lock, like 3 or 4 twitches. Getting there. Alright. We're still warming up though. Whoops. I was like slowing down in the middle, and then I was catching up, and then I over tapped a bit. Okay. It's alright. Alright. Now for the problem. Getting really close now. Okay, so warm-up is more or less over. 30 minutes. Spent half the time warming up. I think we gotta cut down on the warming up. Maybe by 1. was pretty alright. That was it's pretty alright. Gotta do it one more time. Oh. Okay. My hand locked up twice, and then it twitched 4 times. We're getting there. We're getting there. But we gotta keep progressing. So, alright. So, no stiffness, no burnout. My Twitch, whenever you see me run a stream, and if you're watching the buttons being hit, you'll see that from time to time my 2 fingers will tap really close together. And what happens is one of the fingers is going to twitch and it comes down early. So then you'll see it. And what happens is you'll see a line of greens that come slightly later or slightly early. And then a whole roll of like a bit early before it goes back to normal. And whenever my finger locks, when I'm talking about lock, you'll see yellows that come in late. And then it'll speed up back into its position. So the goal of the sustain is to increase my upper BPM where I stop twitching and locking. The closer I get to my limit, the more often my fingers will twitch or lock. Generally, locking gets more and more prominent the closer I get to my limit. So we're trying to raise that ceiling so that if my peak is like 210 or something with finger locking, then dropping down at like 180 and stuff will become more consistent and less strenuous. And that's the approach I'm taking for this entire thing right now. And I haven't ever been the fastest I've ever been to this day. So it only took 7 days to really train out the limitations. So we're gonna keep going. I'm already past the point that I've been before. I officially passed the point yesterday. But I was expecting it to happen in 2 weeks' time. So I'm really a week ahead. I don't want to get too optimistic. I don't want to get too optimistic about the progress. It could have been just I wasn't consistent enough. I didn't structure playing Osu up to this point. So now I am. I'm doing the ye olde fitness structure routine that's gotten me through a lot in life. But why not apply it to Osu? The joys of tackling a lot of skills is you develop such a nice mind-body awareness. So the stuff that I'm doing would not be very applicable to individuals who have not spent probably decades of mind-body awareness training, like calisthenics, sports, etc. But you can build this stuff up. Generally speaking, passion is what drives people to improve, but for me, structure is the name of the game. So we're finally warmed up. We feel no stiffness yet. So legitimately, everything we did to warm up was not taxing on my stamina anymore. So this thing, in day 1, I could barely do it once. And this one, day 2, I could barely do it. Day 3 and 4. And these things are warm-ups now. That does not tax my stamina at all. So now we're getting somewhere. We're moving on up. And the goal is to get like 2 or 3 reps of this. Oh yeah, you reacclimate. Mind-body awareness does not go away. You don't get diminished you don't get too great of a diminished return with mind-body awareness. Yeah, it's one of those things that it gives the more you do it. Like, what I mean is, it doesn't like fade. It's not one of those. It's almost astonishing how well your body reacclimates to what it remembers. And then when you have the mind connection with it, you can train it really well. Which is what I'm relying on here. Whoops. Now there is a bit of a spacing difference between them, and it's really subtle, so repeated missing takes a little bit of adjustment. Whoops. I did it again. I keep seeing myself a little bit early. Alright. Man, starting and stopping on that is rough. Holy heck. Yeah. This is like the difference between being fatigued and being comfortable is like a nice edge. It's kind of like when you do endurance, when you're running, if you're running a mile and it takes you a 10-minute mile, the first like 7 minutes is like fantastic. You're just going, and then you hit a wall and the thing just ramps up. And I could not start, like my hand was so fatigued. The moment I start and stop there, it was the hardest part to like just stop moving for a bit. It's one of those principles about endurance where it's a lot easier to keep going than to stop and then try to start again. So a lot of times, to increase your ability, sometimes it's actually more challenging. Instead of running continuously for an hour, right? Trying to run continuously, try to stop and then start again. It taxes your system quite a lot. So that's why I'm using these two for stamina training, because one is just you keep going. This is far less stressful than constantly stopping going. And then that moment right in the middle of the song when it paused just longer, immediately the fatigue sets in and then I couldn't start again. Yeah, that's fair. It's a work in progress though. I feel if you start really, really low, Josh, like rehabilitation can be, it's a long road. Like an ability to build these things up is a long road. So you just, in my opinion, it's encouraging to start very, very, like you have to find it. I don't know if something available, just so happens what I did was I just sucked it up and literally sucked it up. But in general, it's like most physical barriers, right? You start at a comfortable level. If you can scramble your way through it, start there. Like for example, people's first pull-ups, right? You do everything you can possibly do to get that one pull-up, then start at that one pull-up. Each day, 1.5, 1 3/4, you know, 1 3/4, you get your second one. And that's, you just gotta, so that's what I'm doing. I basically failed miserably, but I had to set a base because that's the only tool available for me, right? This is the bottom line. All right, I think my stiffness is out. Actually, you know what? Let's try this. We kind of saw our fatigue sitting in. So this one has less spacing actually. But let's try this. I skipped a note. I definitely heard myself not tapping once. That was too early. I need time to adjust again. Not even halfway. Holy. I play pointer. Yeah, index middle. I used to play ring finger and index for like some time. This thing has a gigantic leap because these are 3 minutes. These are sub 3 minutes, and it goes up to 4 to 5 minutes. The rocking motion between index, the rocking motion between index and ring fingers is why I used to tap with those for like sustain, but I've overcome that mostly now. I started with these two, but then I swapped, and then I swapped back. Oh, well, you keep your wrists, right? You keep your wrists straight. You're rocking your arm. Like, you're rocking your arm, like, your arm is going back and forth. You know, like, kind of like this. Your wrist is staying still. Unless the other rocking is like you're turning your wrist, which I haven't really done. No. I'm not saying that's how it works for everyone. The rocking that I'm thinking of is the arm rocking, which there's enough space, right? There's enough space for your hand to like rock back and forth, but you can't really rock back and forth when these two fingers are next to each other. So you wanna, the most of the time you're just keeping everything stationary, and I'm only pressing with my fingertips most of the time. It's really slow though. That's why I didn't continue pursuing it. I couldn't really spin my wrist, like kind of like keep turning my wrist left and right, like back and forth really quickly. So I was like speed capped for a while. All right, let's try this again. This is really painful. Yesterday I managed to get to the end of this, and my whole forearm was just like done. It was so tight, and the pump was so real. It didn't relax for like 30 seconds. I did both of these yesterday. Man. Oh my freak. Oh, son of a. Yeah. That's how I feel when I see Sun and them play. Like when they're putting more and more in. It's like I can do that. Or like what I mean is I can put in some more effort. When I was running, I do morning runs. I watch in the evening. I watch like people. I learn about running. I learn about the sport, like the stats and like what's happening, and it makes me want to get up in the morning to continue to put more effort into running. It's largely how I feed off most. Like, I generally don't have too much motivation when it comes to my own interest, but when I see people very interested and passionate, that's how I feed off people's interest. It makes me a little bit more eclectic. My likes tend to be reflective of the company that I'm exposed to. And let's just say I am very, very good at dealing with hardship. So if there's any skill I have, I suppose, if there's any like thing that would be considered talent, it would be my ability to endure hardship. Because I don't give up. But I do lose interest. So if, say, like, Sun just quits Osu tomorrow, I probably stop playing Osu. I don't have many self-interest anymore. I know a lot about myself up to this point, exploring and whatnot. So I typically don't motivate myself based on my own self-interest anymore. So how hard I'm trying right now, like, this hardness is just reflecting what the people around me feel about Osu. I can endure pain to get slightly better because others are striving to be better, right? That's kind of the idea. YouTube's great for that. I mean, when I see a montage of someone trying to learn a backflip in 3 months, heck yeah. I used to know how to do backflips, but that's the same deal. Like, hey, that's cool. Let's go. Bring up a mattress. start working on the backflip. I didn't do it that way. I did like wall handstands and then learn how to bail out and the whole 9 yards. It took like 6 months of planned training. I do enjoy when people spend months and months, which is what I'm doing here. I'm basically documenting the 30 days for posterity. I'm more of a workhorse kind of guy. I don't ever thought I had talent in things, but I certainly know how to get to like above average. A global dilettante is what I would say. Some people call it jack of all trades, but I don't. That's a weird, archaic term. A dilettante. Dilettante. That's the word. And it's more of a, we'll say an above average dilettante. Dilettante tends to be, I mean, you're familiar with a word like dilettante. Weeb is kind of like that. Weeb, a casual, that's typically what dilettante actually means, but or a dabbler of many. But I would be a little above average. Dilettante is a French word, I think. It's French in origin. And then the cognate is pretty much the same. So I use that quite a bit. it's generally used in a negative sense, as in you dabble in things, but you just don't understand it enough. But that's closer. I would be perceived more as a dilettante to everyone I know, because their interests tends to be something they specialize in, and I am just following their interest. I'm not dedicated to the interests out of my own self-interest. Now it's a flex. The internet revolution brought in the new wave of dilettanteness. You know, like what I mean is being well informed almost initiates you to be a dilettante. It is why I feel like that term is appropriate now. So being informed is generally how the dilettante is perceived. You know a lot about the topic, but you don't participate enough to be an expert in it. Basically what internet experts are, in a way. But a fancy way to call what an internet expert is. That word itself is a flex. I mean, it's kind of, I kind of like it. It's like very snobbish sounding. It's a good joke. It itself, the word itself makes fun of itself, which I enjoy quite a bit. All right. Oh wait, I guess we did this. We'll try. This is our goal for today. This one. So we'll at least try this. My hand was my hand had a pump. My arm had a pump there. Oh, I had some finger lock there. Some really insane ones. I'm certainly not capped by stamina, but holy heck, I was struggling. I was this type of training generally doesn't resonate with many youth in general. A lot of times, this type of deconstruction tends to be less engaging. It's not as dynamic. And if you work in specific fields, this is the type of thing that you would bootstrap to create consistency. So if you ever feel like you can't understand something, your attempt is to deconstruct it. However, deconstruction at this level tends to be not the extent that most inexperienced people would take, like especially younger people. When they simplify something, it's relative to what they've simplified before. So most of the things in life tends to be viewed very simple, right? Like common sense, conventional knowledge, that type of thing. Without perspective and scope and experience, it's difficult to appreciate how even the simplest things are extraordinarily complicated. And then that urge to continue to simplify and deconstruct tends to be a waste of time, or take too long or too much effort to build back up. For me, I worked in the sciences. That's how well you deconstruct something is very paramount to your success as a person, as a career. So you spend your time scrutinizing and trying to control and simplify generally speaking, far too complicated elements of the physical universe. I would have more answers as a scientist if it wasn't too complicated to deconstruct. I mean, if it wasn't too complicated. Alright. But this I can do. Moving your finger back and forth with minimal aim. Got it. Remove most of the stuff out of the way. Compartmentalize. You know? If you can't sprint yet, walk. If you can't walk yet, step. You know? Just keep decomposing. I mean, keep deconstructing. Yep. If you can't crawl, get some knee pads. Get some knee pads, crawl. If you can't crawl, shuffle. Actually, typically if you can't walk, you shuffle first. Then you drag. And then you crawl. And then you pull. You know, you pull across. You know, just deconstruct as much as you can to the level where your intuition lines up with the level of your understanding, like mind and body understanding. And then you work yourself up to the dynamic stuff. It's this is a big thing in fitness. The reason one of the biggest attractions and safety and starting points for everyone in general, both genders, etc., is weightlifting. Weightlifting deconstructs and isolates muscular, you know, the activation, contraction, stretching of specific muscle groups. But then, for me, I left the weights and went to compound movements in calisthenics. As much as I appreciate that when you're a kid in PE, you know, there's not gym equipment for all the kids, and you do like push-ups, pull-ups, jumping jacks, like things like that. Those are all compound movements. So it's very appropriate for kids to try to do that because they're very dynamic and intuitive. But when you become an adult, actually, it becomes a lot more, in my opinion, a lot more difficult to learn compound movements if you didn't as a kid. So you start with weightlifting. You start with resistance training for very specific things. Then you add those movements together for compound movements. So as much as a weightlifter likes to weightlift, it's not going to get them to be able to execute a pull-up with a compound movement with execution without ever doing it, right? So it's kind of nice that I really enjoy calisthenics in that way. And I think Osu, the whole tapping thing, deconstructing, because like tapping is actually a compound movement too. For a lot of people, it's like even more of a compound movement than anything. And depending on how you hold your pen, it's also a compound movement. They're just trying to break it down, you know? It's just break it down. Even though it looks very simple, it's like just tap the circles, forehead. It's still a compound movement. You have arm movement, shoulder placement, the static nature of your wrists, palm facement. Like, you know, heck, I would love to see someone tap in a neutral position. I'm actually really curious what happens if you take a switch, put it vertically, and have the person tap in a neutral wrist position just to see, or have the triggers squeeze. Have the trigger squeeze. So if you hold a ball like something at your wrist, like a controller, and then just have the triggers as a squeezing motion, I'm just curious, because that breaks down the element. If you equalize like how like the movement horizontally, I'm kind of curious how well people do if they were squeezing vertically. But there's all these really fun things, but you know, you don't really think about that. It's whatever came first, right? The mechanics that we do on the keyboard just translates into the tapping thing. Yeah, there are. Yeah. I like it. This is my favorite part about tackling problems, right? When someone asks me, okay, how do you get a PhD? I'm doing it right now. That's the difference, in my opinion. It is, to all respect to those people who think that PhD deals with semantic knowledge, legacy, and whatnot, the core of what makes someone better at higher education or learning and stuff is their critical thinking and problem solving abilities. It's not for everyone. You don't have to be great at critical thinking and problem solving if you don't want to be that. So, and it's a lifetime skill. It's a skill that legitimately it's every day. So you still practice it naturally, but the PhD challenges you to focus on that skill, while others make do with their process of thinking, their process of critical analyses, and they're far more than sufficient. The things people really like and they specialize, they're actually using and dedicating a lot more critical thinking and problem solving skills than they would something that's disinteresting. But for someone who likes to problem solve, the context is irrelevant. And that's effectively what makes someone more highly educated as in informed, with exposure to like different situations, not because they're more intelligent. There's a difference, and I feel like they've interchanged that so much that they've become synonymous on the internet. Intelligence is an entirely different metric or facet of a human being. Being educated means you're exposed. Being enlightened means you're exposed to things. If you close yourself off, then you have to accept that you're less enlightened, you're less educated. It doesn't mean you have less of a capacity to learn. That's like, there's a reason why you know a genius when you see it, because they're so few. Like, it's such a small percentage of people. In general speak, most people are negligibly the same intelligence. So before you call someone uneducated stupid or lacking intelligence, no, it's because they just choose not to be informed. They choose not to be educated. They are probably just as likely able to solve problems and rationalize problems given the proper incentive, like their own personal motivation. When you see a genius, you will know, and they are very lonely and they won't empathize with you, and you won't empathize with them. The vast majority of people are just as intelligent as you are within a reasonable statistical limit. Yeah, brain. Coffers says that meme all the time, and it kind of makes me giggle inside because I just imagine like a very I when someone says my brain is smooth, I literally imagine a smooth brain, and it's pretty funny. Like it makes me laugh when I think of like what a brain would look like if it's just straight up porcelain, like a porcelain brain. Kind of like the skull would be your brain. You just imagine the skull is your brain as opposed to like seeing the ripples and whatnot. Yeah, most people are within. They have a yeah. They're when it comes to critical solving, like critical thinking, problem solving, the average person is more than capable of doing critical thinking and problem solving. It's just the proper incentive and motivation to do so. They require it. The more you require it, the more you will be selective about it. And I think, in my opinion, those who are educators should should encourage out of box thinking, but also not stigmatize individuals for not caring or being disinterested. It's the choice of the person to be disinterested. Forcing them to do something and become interested in something requires a lot of input, a lot of effort on both ends. So you could choose to have diminished returns, but it has to be under the understanding that both sides, one has to be aware that they're just not interested, and they accept that they remain ignorant about it. And then the other side has to respect and understand that if they want to change, it's going to be very resistant. It shouldn't be easy. It's not the right way to force someone to be interested in something they intrinsically aren't interested. But then we come into like pragmatism and stuff. Like the school system, you have to standardize it because there are a lot of people. If everyone individualizes stuff, it's not feasible, right? It's not pragmatically feasible. So there's all the practicalities of life. Is it practical? Can it be applied, etc.? But yeah, we live in the age of the internet, so you can always find you generally can find something that will interest your fancy, that you fancy enough to be a critical thinker. And how do you communicate and empathize with that? Well, you understand that you're talking to a generation of internet. Spin all your critical and problem solvings and make it relevant and put it in the context of what they care about. Then you can demonstrate critical thinking and problem solving using their interest while teaching them something they're disinterested in. So, for example, if someone only cares about Osu, I can teach them about politics using an analogy because I spent time understanding what Osu is. I often find myself teaching laboratory instructions and whatnot using League of Legends as a model. That's, you can take and frame critical thinking and stuff to something that is motivating to them. Alternatively, you can point out why it can be motivating to them, right? Like, I know, you don't care about this part, but remember, if you care about this part gets better, and that's relevant to you. You like this part. Let's put your value and your motivations in the game. Like, if it's on the table, then they're, incentivized to be a participant. And that's how I talk to most people. So when someone criticized me, why do I talk to everyone differently? It's because I put everything different on the table. If a collective group selects me, then they pre-selected themselves so that I can communicate with them the same way. But if you're talking to someone individually, it's ineffective to treat them all the same, because I mean, there's no more logical statement than saying all humans are different. Like, that's one of the absolutes. Like, they may be very, very similar on a surface level, but you're bound to find something different. And you talk to the individual. You don't talk to yourself. When someone says, I treat everyone, I talk to everyone the same way, you're talking to yourself. You're not talking to the person in front of you, generally speaking. In order to always talk the same way, the only point of reference is yourself. So, you're gonna get a hit and a miss. If you happen to be the most popular person in trending and you talk like a TikToker, sure, it'll work until TikTok trends out. And then when TikTok trends out, you trend out. Like, then you'll go through, you know, a changing period or something. I just prefer to be the chameleon as opposed to a dinosaur. I don't know. The analogy kind of went a little dark because the dinosaur didn't adapt. Use memes to teach a new... I do. I actually do. I could describe geopolitics in memes just because it would be more relatable and a bit more understanding. I often now find myself describing a task, but describing it in the context of a content creator or of a format of a YouTube video. So whenever someone's talking about art, animation, framing, cinematography, and like how to juxtapose objects, I found one of the more recent stuff I talked about, how to appreciate Hitchcock as a filmmaker, right? Hitchcock was extremely influential. I basically took a YouTuber that pretty much likely they will have seen. I deconstructed the framing of that YouTuber and then showed what Hitchcock demonstrated in terms of cinematography that these people are actually doing, but they probably wouldn't attribute it to learning from Hitchcock because they didn't learn from Hitchcock directly. They probably learned from someone else who learned from someone else who learned from someone else, and eventually they learned from that. But you can connect it all the way back to like the earliest examples. So if you want to teach something old and out of style, make it in style and then just demonstrate it. Run the parallelisms, I guess. Anyways, I gotta get this rep down. That kind of thing. Oh no. I rested a little too long. Oh, my wrist is so tense. Alright. We did complete the 1 rep, but we might have to go back to this. I gotta clear my mind. Gotta go play LP. Oh yeah, no worries. Thanks. I'll probably join, see what you're playing later. I'm not doing a full day today. It's just to get my training in. Thanks for hanging out, Josh. Good luck with your stream and what you're gonna play. And I'm early. And have no separation between them at the moment. I guess we can try to get 2 reps of this instead. Oh, my finger lock like crazy. Ooh. Struggle and a half. Oh my. Freaking and locked up. Okay. Okay. Right. You know what? Oh my gosh, guys. Cue the guys meme. Oh my gosh. Son, please. Why are you always here when I'm doing this? Of all the times, this is the first time I mention guys, and you're just here, seizing the moment, huh? Yeah, but you were here for the guys comment. No? You know? Oh my freak! That's only 33%? Oh my. Gotta be honest, that felt like I was doing it for 3 minutes. It was like barely a minute and 20 seconds. I guess a minute and 40 seconds. And I wasn't even fast enough. I was looking at the bottom. I was clearly late. Ugh. This is good. Oh, now I'm rushing because I think I'm late. It's the same place. It's exactly in the same place where the moment my stamina dips, it just like, it's so hard to keep up. You can't even wobble your way to try to get to the break and then come back. It's the same exact place. And I was pushing even harder that time to stay on time. We're pushing to fatigue now, because we're over the time limit. I'm early. I saw it. It keeps... You keep bleeding out when you're too early. I keep getting like faster and faster. This song just makes me want to go faster and faster. Oh my gosh, don't do this. When it like stops. Oh my gosh, dude. I'm having so much trouble stopping. I'm losing track. I just like completely fell off the rails there and couldn't get back. Now the thing is just too fast. Yep. Can't do it. Oh, man. Oh, yikes. Oh. Oh my god. It's just running out of steam. Oh, like... Oh. Man. I really was hoping I could duplicate this. And we only managed to do this once too today? That's below yesterday. Oh, maybe we can gain some ground on this. That's pretty okay. I think we're getting pretty close to where we left off a while ago. In a very fatigued state. Man, I really wanted this so badly. My arm's not gonna cooperate today. Just not gonna cooperate today. Yep. I can't reset fast enough. Alright. Guess we'll do a little bit of like do some like slight cooldown. But it takes a while to adjust to that 9.7. Yeah, I'm early. Too much stamina. Problem. We do kind of want to get to 165 today, though. See if we can do this. It's still a step down in speed. Ah, son of a bee sting. I like finger lock like twice and like double tapped a bit here and there. We reached our goal today for this. We did not reach our goal today for this. But we made an attempt. That's more than I can ask for. I'm so afraid that my fatigue is catching up with me. We did something we've never done before! Hooray! Oh yeah. Oh yeah, my hand is toast. That finger lock. Ah, it's so aggravating. Oh no, I was so sloppy in the beginning. I could do this. I can do this. I think I can get like a 90, 95 plus. I'm at like my... Ah, freaking finger locked and. I don't have enough stamina anymore. Oh, okay. Yep. That's pretty much it. Alright, alright, alright. I can't. I refuse. Hold up. I reject my mortal body, and I am going to try again. This is gonna go not so well. Oh gosh, it hurts so. Oh man, it is. Oh my freak. Son of a... It's... Alright. If I do any more, I might actually injure myself. Alright. We'll play like maybe a run or two across the obelisk and then call it a day. So, what did I learn today? I think we can warm up faster now. Can I warm up faster? We started by stepping up each day. I think, what is this? 3 minutes? 6, 9 and go in? Okay, we'll just do one of these then, instead of doubling up. I think we can do one of these. And what is that? 3 steps? 1, 2, 3. So we do... $150, $155, and $160, and go straight into trying to get $163. That'll be the plan for tomorrow. We went longer today, which... that's fine. We had a conversation. Alright. That wraps up end of week 1. Still ahead of the game.